All right, so there is one habit that is pretty standard for the majority of people in fitness, whether they are enhanced or natural, and that is eating disorders. And that's one thing that it's very hard to overcome. And I suffered with it for myself, and I know a lot of people that do. And there are ways to go about it as far as managing it, but there's no way to actually cure it, I would say. It's the same thing as for addictions, okay? You're addicted to food, you're addicted to binging usually, whether you eat too clean or you binge, you eat too less calories, you eat too many calories, like you enjoy bulking, or you're the belief that every body is healthy, whether that be severely obese or not, as long as you are able to move. I believe that's false as well. Um, there are other variables involved with that, but this topic I'm going to split up in a couple of different parts because there is a lot to hit, I think, and I don't want to make the video too long. I like to make them short. This first part, I do not believe in cheat meals. I do not. I believe in consistency with your eating habits, your lifestyle, your diet, whatever you choose, whatever word you want to choose. But cheat meals, they have a negative connotation to it, and it promotes it that food or that eating ritual as being something that is bad, or that is forbidden, or every once in a while, that to make you have a dopamine rush. Okay, the same way as if you were to if you were to try to say, oh well, in a marriage I need to go and have a cheat day where I need to go and sleep with someone else because I've been consistent for these X amount of days. I need a dopamine rush. So there's something wrong with your, okay? You can't try to justify a cheat day. I don't like a cheat meal. So if you take one meal, I don't like the word for that. I don't like the word free meal, like it's a free meal or free day. There, I don't mind refeed, but that's more of like a competitor's choice of vocabulary. And we typically use that to fill someone back out with glycogen stores. So refeed is okay if you are actively competing. If you are not a competitor, there's no reason for you to use that. Now, I will use my own example as far as my Instagram of being consistent, okay? So my Instagram, fit.dad.lifestyle, you'll see my food that I post on here, and it's pretty simple, man. You got the egg, beef, some chipotle, mango salsa, and that beef is going to be 97.3 grass-fed, grass-finished beef. You got hamburgers or cheeseburgers, grass-fed beef. You got this right here. It is waffles that are gluten-free, egg-free, because Kenneth is allergic to that. You got some eggs and steak, and that powdered sugar is erythritol. Okay. You again, more egg, whole egg. Okay, this is free range, cage-free eggs. You got some corn, salsa, and steak, and maybe lettuce down there. You got broccoli and steak. You got rice, chicken, and pickled onions. It looks like. We have Brussels sprouts and chicken, and this is from Sprouts and with macadamia oil on it. But this is kind of a grab and go meal. You can grab 2 containers, you can make it. So you don't have any excuses there. If you're late for something, if you have a Sprouts near you or Whole Foods, they do stuff like that. We got sugar snap peas, chicken. This, you'll see like this mustard sauce and all my things. That's going to be Southwest spicy mustard. These are things that I enjoy. You see it all the time. Teriyaki chicken with rice and this everything bagel. Is that teriyaki chicken? I don't know. We got more egg and what was that? Asparagus, some bacon crumbles, feta. See, man, there's and then you got my supplements that I use. gimmicks, but I am very consistent with it. And the reason why I'm very consistent with it is because I have an eating disorder, right? So I had a very bad problem about binging, and I got that from a competitive background, from an athletic background. So like, again, apple juice, usually not something to go for if you are someone who is struggling to keep carbs down. You don't want your liquid calories. I, in this hand, wanted that fructose for working out later on throughout the day. Again, just straight up beef. Even the Panda Express, you know, with some homemade grilled chicken, got the veggies, that's teriyaki chicken. Again, man, if you're just kind of like pressed for time, or your sources are out for whatever meals that you're having. And again, like right here, man, this is like not even indulging, but you're talking like grilled cheese and some white eggnog, right, for Christmas. It's nothing that is off the limits, right? Same thing with this, right? So it's homemade pizzas and flatbreads and such, and very, very consistent with all my items. Okay, so look at that, protein cookies. So these are just things that I want to point out. Okay, you don't see me eating any type of like cheat meal. Okay, I will go to like Cheesecake Factory. I'll get like steak and rice, or steak and veggies. You know, it makes me happy. I don't have to have that dopamine rush. Whenever I feel like I have to have something, or I crave something, it's usually because something else I'm unsatisfied in my life. So that craving, or that dopamine need for your cheat meals, because you're not going to be starving, right? You can make chicken and rice, or beef and rice, or beef and broccoli. You can make that good. You can make it taste really good if you put the time and the effort into it, right? So that's kind of something that you can do. Don't be bored. Let's learn how to cook and make the food taste better. Okay, so now you're using your time wisely. When you learn a new skill, you have a dopamine rush. You just do. When you complete a task, you have a dopamine rush. That's what happens, and it's going to be the same dopamine rush that you would get from putting that cheat meal into your mouth, chewing it. Okay, but the outcome's going to be totally different. Usually, that cheat meal that you have follows with some sort of lethargia, brain fog, gut dysbiosis, gut permeability, bloating, self-hate, self-deprivation. I mean, there's tons of different things, okay? Or it leads to excessive exercise the next day, or not even exercise the next day. It leads to just binging the entire day, okay? And what you see on other people's social media page, you don't see what happens after, or you don't see what happens in between those meals. The ones that you follow and you see on a daily basis, they are typically professionals that are getting ready for a contest, and they need to have a specific amount of calories because of their body mass and also the drugs that they are taking. If you go and you look at natural athletes, natural bodybuilders, there's a huge difference on how you would refeed the body, what types of food that you would take in, because you don't want to disrupt your gut bacteria, your gut microbiome. That would be called dysbiosis. Okay, you don't want to disrupt that. Then you're going to be taking 2 steps back, maybe even 5. So our whole point about the refeed meals, or a binge, or whatever you're doing, that is just you trying to get that dopamine fix. Find out what is it that you are unsatisfied in your life. Find out, why are you unhappy that day. If you need to, see a therapist, right? There has to be some sort of self-realization, self-accountability, actualization that you need to have. Keep a journal. So you would keep a journal of, hey, I have this craving for this type of food, and then just be honest with yourself. Like, I want it because, you know, I didn't finish a project at work and my boss yelled at me, or my kids are screaming and they're crazy and they won't listen to me, or I only slept 5 hours last night, or I had a fight with my spouse. There's a lot of different things. Or I was stuck in traffic for an hour, and then I got to the gym late, and then I couldn't work out on my favorite squat machine because someone else was taking it up doing curls. There's a lot of different things, okay? Let's find out what that is and let's figure it out. So it's not going to be an easy process. It never will. If it was, then there would be no binging disorders, right? No eating disorders. But that's one thing in the fitness industry that I extremely dislike, and I see it everywhere, and it starts at a very young age. And that's why I want to make this, that's why I got into this industry. It's because mine started at a very young age, like within 14 years old, 15 years old, probably around there. And I needed more self-value. And that's what the purpose of this fit dad lifestyle, fit family lifestyle, my businesses are going to be about. It's about the self-actualization and the self-development to be a better fitness enthusiast, or to be a better athlete. And so that's my part one for this segment, is the whole cheat meal, cheat day word, or that phrase. I do not like it. Stop using it. And stop following the people that use it. Scroll through their Instagram or scroll through their social media, through their videos. What do they do on a daily basis? And guess what? They're not going to post that because it's boring and it's the same thing, but they enjoy it. If they didn't enjoy it, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. Okay, that's just proof. You'll see people go on and fall off, but they do post of those cheat days or those cheat meals because it grabs views and it makes them revenue. And you, as a viewer, are looking to increase your dopamine. And watching that, you kind of get that sensation. But that can also lead to you having cravings later on, or you having self-doubt, or or losing self-worth, or trying to even mimic what they're doing. And they're different. You are you, they are they. So like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have any of those issues. If you have a strategy or habits that you personally use that helped you or has helped your clients. I think that's one thing that we need to share more in this industry, because we see it all the time. And that's a factor that leads to some premature deaths because of these binges or these eating disorders that wreaks havoc on our organs. All right, leaving it there.